I just had a question about, because I remember reading into your background that you said that you auditioned an Anime Expo in 2004, and I just wanted to, because I don't think I remember, I've never been to Anime Expo, so I didn't really know that they had auditions like that. So you did maybe just describe that a little bit, like how that all went down?
Oh, well, yeah, no, it was actually, in 2014.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It was just like 2 years ago. Which is so crazy because I'm so new. Hey guys, I'm already at Otakon. Ooh. I did the Bang Zoom every single year now. I think it's kind of like a tradition now. They have a competition, a voice acting competition. So if you want to be a voice actor, you can just go up onto the stage, wait in line, and go up there and read for a casting director, and she really writes down notes and stuff and considers you for a part. And so that's what I ended up doing. Or, well, I almost didn't do it. My friends pushed me in line, are like, hey, like, you've been trying to get into voice acting for a while, you should do it, we think you're good. And I'm just like, guys, there's like 500 people here, like, so I'm not gonna win. Like, I'm not gonna get anything from this. Like, I really didn't, that was really going through my head. I was like, this is kind of like, maybe that kind of helped with some of the nerves, because maybe I just didn't really care at the time. I was just kind of like, I don't really have anything else to lose, I'll just do it. It's like, whatever. Even though, what can I say, when I went up there, I mean, like, I get the shakies, I mean, you're holding the script and your hands like, you can't, I'm like,
I know how that
read
feels.
I can't read it, I'm shaking it too much. But yeah, no, it's just been crazy. I ended up getting called back, and then I did another audition at the studio, and then Tony Oliver, funny enough, he ended up telling me one day when I went in, he's like, "Oh, congrats, you won it." I'm like, "Wait, I won? Yeah, you got like a part in Magi and stuff." I'm like, "Wait, what? Seriously?" so yeah, it's just been like a roller coaster ever since then. I mean, just everywhere. It's really crazy.
What was the role that you got in Magi?
Oh, it's just like I just got to play like additional characters, and then I also did like this little this like a few lines as this weird little guy with a hat. His name's Chopo.
I think I remember that character.
He kind of talks like this. It's my arm. It's like it's super weird. Tony's like, "What's a good voice for?" Like, we just like we pull up the character. Like, oh yeah, let's just find something for this thing. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's just funny. Anime is so fast paced. Like, they just pull up. Oh, here's a picture of the character. 5 seconds. Okay, let's do it. Beep, 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 and you're just like, yeah, I'm pulling out a voice. I'm doing something weird. It's just like it's just crazy. It's so funny and goofy to do that stuff.
Yeah, and a bit tied with that, because I know you were recently cast as Genos for One Punch Man.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a similar thing going in for him. It was basically they're just like, okay, here's this character you're playing. He's a cyborg. Go.
Oh no! Like for Genos, it was crazy. It was so well structured. I've never done so many callback auditions for an anime. I mean, we did 4 auditions, so there are like 4 rounds of auditions. You audition the first time, they call you back. You go into the studio, audition again, and they call you back. And then finally on the last one, all the producers, everybody's pretty much there. People are calling in from Skype or whatever, listening, like, okay, here's the character, okay, now, and then they tell you, okay, now on the last audition, we're going to send this to Japan, and if they say that you are a good fit for this, well, actually, Japan they came back to us and they wanted something different than what we were originally planning on. And so then like, okay, can we do this at this session? Then I'm like, okay, yeah, I can adjust the voice and make it a little bit lower, and like yeah. And so then they're like, okay, cool. Like, and then I did that, and then Japan they sent it back to Japan. Then we had to wait like 2 weeks, and then they finally like said, okay, yeah, you got the role. So it was super, super in depth. I mean, I've never gone through casting like so in depth, especially for anime. But I mean, considering the size of One Punch Man and it ending up on like Toonami and stuff like that, I'm like, oh wow, like it's totally understandable. I mean.
Yeah, it was such a huge success worldwide. So I guess that depending on like where the characters are in the roster, like in terms of like, is this like a secondary main character or this is a supporting character? Like there's a different level of how much they want to work with to make sure you get the voice.
Yeah, definitely.
Just so.
Yeah, it was crazy. They were doing that for a lot of the characters. It was mostly Genos and Saitama, where they were super. Everybody was like super strict. Like, okay, like this line was good. No, but we need you to say it this way, and you just say it like a little bit differently. And they're like, oh, that's it, that's the perfect line. And you're just like, oh, whew, got it. So yeah.
So before you got into voice work, you were also you had a lot of experience in different types of acting.
Right. I studied. I tried to do a lot of, I did a decent amount of theater training. I did a lot of on camera and film training when I was very very young. When I was around 6 years old, my mom would drive me up to Hollywood, and I would go audition for commercials. I had an agent, and we did all of that crazy stuff. And then I ended up getting out of it because my mom's like, you know what, I'm just gonna let my son live his life because we're spending hours driving up to Hollywood. You go into the, you wait like for an hour, you go into the audition for like 5 minutes, and then you leave, and then you've got to drive like 2 hours like all the way back home, maybe even like 3.5 hours in LA traffic. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
And so my mom's just like, yeah, let's stop it. We took a break from it. I got back into normal acting when I was like around like 10, and I just realized how hard it was. And when you don't like look a certain way or something, or you don't have like you don't have like a certain color hair, I don't have like blonde hair, blue eyes, and they end up giving it to somebody who does. And just going through all that, I look up voice actors like from Naruto or something. Like, these people look nothing like their characters. Oh my gosh. And so I'm like, gosh, I should do this. And that's kind of like, I guess, how it all started and everything.
And so that's the biggest appeal for you for acting in animation, is just generally the fact that it doesn't really matter what your appearance is, as long as you can do the right voice and it can just go. I
think that's it. I mean, looking at a character, you can just really dig deep into it and not really have to worry about anything else. What you look like. I mean, some people go into the booth, they like record in their like PJs or something. I don't know. People go in, they record in flip flops. Some people record like in all these different ways. It's just it's crazy. So yeah, like you don't have to worry about the appearance, and I think that's what makes it awesome.
It really is. Well, thank you again so much for speaking with us.